Hello there, running ears. It's Manny again. And yes, I'm a little bit off schedule. A lot of stuff has been dropping. And not only that, I actually do work, and work has gotten kind of in the way, so I got to do a video today because tomorrow is registration day, guys. That's why I'm wearing my Dumbo Double Dare. But of course, it's Disneyland Halloween, so we're going to go over some information about that. We got a little bit of information for Wine and Dine, a lot for Princess, and of course, I'm going to be doing a whole video on the digital expo and event guide, which dropped last week, and I have been studying it. I've actually been working on that video, and it should come out before we go. But before we do, guys, thank you very much. We're close to 1,100 subscribers. This is growing. Remember, this is your channel. The reason I'm making this video also is because a lot of people have been asking questions. I realized I hadn't answered these, and I've been answering them online, but I said, you know what? So that way you guys can come and see this. Thank you so much, but please, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and then share this information with your friends, family, and even on social media. I don't mind it. A lot of people have asked, do you mind if I share your information? And the answer is, of course you can. I have no issues with that. But let's get to it. We're going to start off with some information about Wine and Dine. So the theming should be coming out very, very soon. I wouldn't doubt it if it drops this week or next week, but the theming should be coming out because we got registration in just next month, and so early next month too. So what can it be? And the only inside information I have gotten is the word random. And so that random got me curious. I go like, what can it be? Can it be, and the only, there's ideas I've had, but these are the ones that kind of dominated my head. Number one is the Swedish chef from the Muppets. I kept thinking to myself, okay, that's kind of a little bit random, but he does fit the bill. Maybe, I don't know. We haven't ever done anything Muppet related. I thought that would be a pretty cool one. And of course now random is going to be, this is the year of the dragon, and Disney has a whole bunch of dragons that they can use. And of course, if we really want to go very random, what about Star Wars? But again, that doesn't fit the bill with Wine and Dine. Again, all these, this is not giving you guys any kind of for sure thing. I'm just throwing stuff out there, but I think it's exciting. I especially when they threw that word random out. So now I'm excited to see what we're going to have, but expect that to be coming out in the next few weeks. So now we head over to Princess, which is coming up soon. So almost every video from here until Princess is going to be dominated by Princess, except for this one. But what we're going to have is like I said before, the digital expo and event guide has already dropped. There was a few mistakes in that, so I'll go over one of them right now, but I'm going to have a whole video on that. But one of the first things is the mistake. A lot of people caught it, and if you haven't caught it yet, it actually states right here, so you can see it for yourself. It says that December 30th, we will be able to get our check-in pass for the expo. And of course, that is not true. Guys, if you've noticed, and this is the one thing that I think that you guys have kind of realized already, I know I have, is that they basically just copy and paste, and then they put, from Walt Disney World, then to Disneyland, and of course they keep going on and stuff. They just forgot to change the dates, and that's it. So what is the real date? It's usually the Monday before we start, so that is this week from today. So again, my guess would be the 19th, which is again a week from today. So be on the lookout for that check-in pass. Now, the other thing that should be dropping very, very soon is going to be the preview to some of the merchandise. Now, again, they just give us a teaser. So they'll give us some shirts, maybe caps, maybe a couple of things. There's not going to be a lot of it, so I'll go over it once it drops, guys. But again, once you get to the expo, if you have never been to the expo and you see what the teaser is, if you see that and go like, well, I'm not interested in any of that, you're going to go and you're going to see a lot more to that. And of course, there's always a generic Run Disney stuff that you can get. But guys, that should be coming again within the next week. And the last thing I want to touch on when it comes to Princess is the volunteer situation. Now, right now, it just doesn't seem like they're getting a lot of volunteers. And I was able to see this. Now, anybody who knows me, talks to me, and knows what I do, I'm an event manager. I do a lot of events, and I got invited to do this. It was a company called Elevate, and as you could see, if you wanted to freeze it, take a look at it. It is a company that actually does events. But Manny, what are they hiring for? Well, they're hiring next weekend, and it's going to be on next Sunday, and it is going to be for water stops. So guys, if you look at it, and it's also a 2:15 call time, so you have to be there by 2:15, and it pays $26 an hour. Guys, the reason I put it out, and I put it out on social media, Guys, I do agree with a lot of what people say. They should bring back the tickets and so forth and get the volunteers. Just the way I looked at this one was, when you look at it, you're probably going to be out there for about 8, maybe even 10 hours. But I would say a minimum or an average of about 7, 8 hours. If you look at the pay, that's going to be close to $200 or maybe even a little bit over $200. That should be a one-day park ticket and maybe even pay for your parking or a meal, guys. So that's why I put it out there. The company's name is Elevate. I have done some work for them in the past. They're pretty prompt on paying. They pay within the 2 to 3 weeks. So guys, if you're interested, you can look it up. I'm going to write it down here below where you can look them up. I don't know if they've gotten everybody that they needed. At the one point, they needed a whole bunch of people. So that's what makes me think is, again, where we're going to be going by and say thank you for volunteering. They're actually going to be paid to do that. I'm not against that because basically the volunteers from the past were getting a one-day ticket, which again, if I'm on the side that they should get that again. So now let's move on to Halloween, Disneyland Halloween. Registration starts tomorrow for us mere mortals. Again, the Club Run Disney have already registered. So if you haven't watched my video on tips and tricks, I just put that out a week ago, guys. Please watch it. Please ask questions, guys. I know that I cover a whole bunch, and there's going to be those questions that I take for granted. Again, there's going to be situations that are just individualistic. It's going to be just for your, it's going to help you guys out. So please ask me. I'm very quick to say if I don't know, I don't know. But again, please ask me. Take those tips and tricks. The one thing that I'm going to say this, and I'm going to reiterate, is remember this: before you register, understand that it is 6-7 months away, and again, a lot of things can happen. And the key words are no transfers and no refunds, okay, guys? So you're not going to be able to transfer. You're not going to be able to get a refund. And guys, this is very, very simple. Imagine if they allowed that. A lot of people get mad. Imagine if they allowed transfers, okay? You know what would happen, guys? You would even have less of a chance of getting it because all the resellers would buy all of them. They would get into an algorithm. They would get all their relatives. They buy them all, and then they would resell them for double, triple, quadruple the price, and people will pay for them. Then again, we're going to go into that problem. So I understand why Disney does this. I do have a solution, and I'm going to make a video. I did a video a long time ago. I have a solution to how to help this out, guys. But guys, remember, for right now, there is no transfers. There is no refund. So guys, I was able to see the pre-purchase items, right, guys? So we're going to go over those real quick. So I was sent a lot of this stuff with not the greatest picture quality, but you can see we have an ornament. So this is one of the first things we have. We also have some corksicles. The corksicles are usually going to be there. There's going to probably be a generic one. Coming up, we have the spirit jerseys that are coming up. And again, some of these things are going to be included in bundles, which we'll get to later. Next up, we got is the lounge fly or the backpack, whichever one you want to call it, but I think they call it the lounge fly now. And this is actually pretty cool. Again, I apologize for the picture quality. That's what I was sent. Also, here we are, the magnets, the car magnets, which I think is pretty cool. But also, now we're going to start getting to some of the bundles. So, possible bundles. We got the hoodie with the shirts, and actually here is the hoodie itself. So you can see the hoodie. It's generic, the Halloween's one. Again, we have the generic shirt, the generic t-shirt going on right here. Now we got the little jackets going on, and these I think are really, really cool. Again, the picture quality isn't the best. Once you see it, it's going to look a lot better. Here are the jackets by themselves. We're also going to be able to look at the coming up is the shirts by themselves. Here they are. The shirts, again, I think look pretty cool. The sleeves being a different color, I think really stands out. But now we get to the bundles. So now we start looking at the bundles right here. This is one example of a bundle. Here comes another one. This is a magic key. So magic key means you have to have basically an annual pass to Disneyland. And again, here you go with the spirit jersey. A couple of other magic key things here, right here. This is probably going to be the car magnet. Actually, I'm sorry. That might be a pin because the car magnet just showed up right here. Again, a couple of other shirts. Here comes the shirts. A magic key. To me, the magic key ones look really, really cool. But again, I'm not a magic key holder, so I won't get any of these. A couple of other bundles. Here comes the Chills and Thrills Challenge bundle, which is pretty cool. Usually the pin, car magnet, something else. Here is the half marathon bundle. and then we're going to go over to the 10K bundle, and finally we're going to be able to see the 5K bundle. So guys, you can more or less get an idea of what they look like right here. So guys, one thing to remember about pre-purchasing items, you cannot return them anymore, guys. So you can exchange them. So if you pre-purchase this shirt and you put it on and it's too big, too small, whatever it is, or there's a defect, then of course you can't exchange it. But guys, remember this, you cannot return it anymore, guys. So keep that in mind before you pre-purchase anything. And at the very end of this video, I'm actually going to put the prices on there of what I got, the information that I got. So if you want to stay till the very end of the video, you're going to be able to see the prices. So that way you say, man, I'm interested in that Spirit jersey or that shirt and stuff. So you're going to be able to get the prices and pre-order. And also remember, you do not get any discounts when you pre-purchase stuff. And again, what people used to do when they took advantage of it, they would get to the expo, they would return it. Then they would try to buy it back using their DVC, their annual pass, their magic key, whatever it was. And of course, that led to Disney saying, nope, we're not going to do that anymore. You can't return it. And the biggest question that people were asking after the last video, and I'm sorry I didn't put it out there, guys, what's going to sell out the fastest? And guys, the answer to that is I really don't know. You can have hunches and stuff, but take into consideration that, and I'm going to go by the last Disneyland that just happened over a month ago, guys. The run at Disneyland, remember 5K did not have a lot of people there. So that is one consideration that you're going to have to take, because if they don't have the amount of bibs, so it's going to sell out a lot faster. The other thing that we have to take into consideration, guys, is how many bibs went to charities and to Club Run Disney. So you got to take that into consideration. Now, it's also going to be on the demand side of it. So they haven't announced if, there's going to be any special perks. The only special perk right now that we've seen is for the challenge is that you get that the photo pass included in your registration. That's why it went up a little bit. And again, the other thing you got to take into consideration is that they did go up in prices in some of these races. So with that said, my guess, and this is just my guess, I could be totally wrong. What will sell out first? And I think the 5K was going to sell out first. I think, and especially because it's all inside the parks, and that's going to be the interesting one. So, and I think the next one that is going to sell out is going to be the challenge. And I think the challenge is because you get that third medal, you get that third shirt. But guys, keep in mind, the reason that it might hold back a little bit is, and even the half marathon, is because you don't run a lot inside of Disneyland. You go to downtown Disney, and you guys can see the videos where you run downtown Anaheim, and so you don't see a lot of characters there. You're not going to see, the groups, the groups that the cosplay, the actors groups that used to come out haven't come out or didn't come out last time. Hopefully they'll come out this time. But again, that takes into consideration that a lot of people say, well, I'm only going to run about 3, maybe 4 miles inside, then I'm going to be outside for 8 or 9, and so I'm not going to do that. But again, with this is my guess. Again, the challenge, I think the 10K is going to be next, and I actually wouldn't doubt it if the 10K sold out in the second, because again, most of that is within the parks. Also a little bit outside, but mostly in the parks. And the last one I think that will sell out is going to be the half marathon. But again, this is just my guess. I'm not going to sit here and say for sure this is what's going to happen. I don't know, guys, but that's going to be my guess. If I would just, again, prioritize whichever one you badly want to get into. If it's a 5K, if it's a challenge, prioritize and make sure that you get into that first. And then you can go to the next one once you get into that one there. And that is basically it. The only thing I'm going to say is, guys, be patient. There is a chance, it hasn't happened in a while, that it takes a while. For some reason or another, the computers crash, whatever it is, it takes a while. And the first thing, again, you're going to see is that timeline on the bottom is going to say over an hour. And that could last for a while. Then all of a sudden it could drop after 15, 20 minutes, and it's going to say 5 minutes left. So guys, if you're not patient, you're going to give up your spot, guys. So be patient, guys. This is where I feel for a lot of people, because they got to get out of work, just to get this done. They got to take some time off, whatever it is. And guys, I'm going to wish you nothing but magical luck. I hope to see you guys there. Guys, with that said, I'm going to let you go for this video. Again, another video will be coming probably later this week or maybe even early next week. when it's going to come to the digital expo and event guide for Princess, and we're going to really diving into Princess because it's a little over a week away, guys. But guys, with that said, guys, create a magical day, create a magical run, guys, and see you sooner than later.